Alright, this video I'm adding a balancer for my batteries to that Wattcycle battery bank. Ever since I got that reset, this bank's been doing good, so I just came out this morning to check everything out and make sure everything looked good and get the numbers off of it. I decided, so many people told me I should be adding a balancer to those the batteries. So I'm going to do that, and you can see everything running good. Here's the inverter for the heater, and I've been really surprised that little 200 watt heater has held the temperature in this even at 20 below outside. Didn't really need the other bigger one all winter, so that worked out good, and the inverter's been running fine, so no problems anymore, since those batteries were reset. So these are the readings that I got this morning from the battery. Then you can see that there was a 0.04 volt difference, and as I said before, these batteries pretty much ran within 0.05 volts for the 8 months they were running before they had to be reset. So this morning, the next day, the balancer came from Amazon, and I ordered a LiTime. It had good reviews. I don't know much about these things, but it looked like a nice little package, and this is what it looked like. It's just a simple little plastic box with 4 sets of leads off it, and looks like it's a pretty simple installation. That's the size of it, a little bit bigger than your hand, and plastic. Nothing really fancy or anything. So it's got the 4 sets, and they do come with protectors for the leads, which are a good thing. I'll show you in a little while. But that's it. So I'll put a link to this in the description if anybody's looking for one. It does come with a manual, but it's really not much. You can use this on 2, 3, or 4 batteries for a 24, 36, or 48 volt system. And real simple to install. The pluses and minuses just have to be connected in to the right battery. So I'm going to start installing this thing, and it's really pretty simple, but I have these 3D printed caps I made to protect the battery, so you can't, just hit it or anything. Any of those bus bars I made. And I tell you what, these bus bars really have worked good. There's been as I showed you, there's very little voltage drop between the batteries. So it's 4 sets of leads, and I decided before I start I'm going to put different color tape on both ends of them, so I don't get them mixed up once I start installing them on the batteries, because they basically have to go, from the left to the right, 1, 2, 3, and 4, fourth battery in a row. I just put a piece of blue tape on this one here, you can see, just to make sure I get it right, and then white, green, and red. And then I just wrote down on the instructions what the color I used and which battery it goes to. So pretty simple. I decided to just mount it. I'm going to mount it back on the wall here. And I'm going to run the wires underneath this bus bar just to kind of clean them up a little bit, keep them off the top. So that pulling them under, and that's where those plastic insulators come good, because while you're installing this, you only want to hit, just touch the one terminal that you're installing on. And I shut off the bank there, and now let's start putting them in place. So these were all torqued down, so I got to just loosen them up before I can get them off with a screwdriver. And then just put the positive red line on the positive of this first battery and the black line on the negative. And one thing I did notice is the terminals on this thing are really super lightweight. It says it can handle 10 amps, but the terminals and wire, look like they're good for about 3 amps. So I don't know if that'll be a problem later, but we'll see. So it's really simple installation. Just follow through and add it on, the proper terminals on the batteries. Now this first battery here, I did put the lugs facing the wrong way while I was installing them here, and I found that out later, so I had to go back and swap them around. I'll show you in a second, but really simple install. They fit the M8 lugs perfectly that are on the battery. Just slip them on, and those little insulators, just slide them out of the way when you install it. really nice to keep everything from shorting out while you're working on it. And then they fit the M8 lugs perfectly, but like I said, they're really a little skinny, thin terminal for 10 amps. I guess that's the only thing that bothers me. And so as you see, it really doesn't take much to install one of these. So that's that. Now just torque it down and go back and put the covers on. Which you can see I did spin those lugs around a little bit to get the cover on. But these covers definitely have to be, I have to make another version, 3D print some new ones with relief for the terminal that comes out of there. So these, I'll just stick them on here temporarily for now till I get a chance to make new ones, but still cover it pretty good. And then, you know, same thing, just go right down the bank of batteries. And red to the positive on the battery, black to the negative terminal on the battery, and that's it. So let's install the next one, and then after we get this done, we'll move on. And I'm not really sure if this is needed, but in that last video when I had to reset that 1 Wattcycle battery, everybody, I got so many comments, you should have a balancer on there. So, you know, I always thought that being within the 0.5 volts was fine, and nobody ever mentioned, from Wattcycle ever mentioned using a balancer. So I didn't worry about it, but I figured I'll try one just to see if it makes a difference. So I got that on, and oh, I did it again. I put the terminal on facing the wrong direction. So I got to loosen it up, spin them a little bit, and then the caps will partially go on there. But this it's really a simple job, and you just want to make sure you don't get anything mixed up. I think putting that tape on the two ends really helped me, you know, keep everything straight. So there it is. Everything's installed now. They just basically pairs in. I'm gonna just kind of let this thing turn the battery back on, let it run. I do still have to put 2 screws in the wall there to hang it, but otherwise it was just a 10-15 minute job to install that. And let's check out these batteries here. I think everything's at 100% today again, so you know, it looks like they're all right at 100%. So you know, we're good to go, and that balancer should be working now. So I'm just gonna let this run for about an hour, and then I'll come back out and I'll check everything. But you know, basically since I reset it, everything's been running good. So we'll see if this does make a difference. And as you saw, it was, you know, within 0.5 volts. But so here we are an hour later. I took a reading on the batteries, and what a surprise, they went in the wrong direction. For some reason I'm seeing a difference, 3 times the difference that I originally saw. So I waited another 2.5 hours, did it again, and approximately the same results. But this time we were 0.13 volts difference on the battery. So I figure I'm going to do it one more time today, and then I'll do it another time in the morning. So there it is again. And again, I'm still off by 0.13 volts. So I decided to just wait and come back out in the morning and check it again. But anyhow, you can see, really, I don't hear any noise from it or sound from it or anything. And, you know, it does seem to be doing something, moving voltages around, but it doesn't seem to be moving them in the right direction from what I'm seeing. But, you know, maybe that was just initial thing. And these Vivor batteries have been great. I wish I had bought more when they were $600 each. They've been a bargain battery that worked good. And those golf cart batteries are working good. So, pretty much, I've had no problems up till the other day with the, you know, the Wattcycle battery reset. And I did get a couple screws in the wall there to hang that up. So I'm just gonna, go inside and I'll come back out in 24 hours after installing it and we'll see exactly what we get. Oh yeah, and I just wanted to show you there is a vampire draw using this. There's a 5 milliamp draw all the time, so that's one more thing you have to be concerned about. But so here we go, 24 hours later, I took another reading on them. And this time I was surprised they were really close, but the SOCs were off. So apparently it's working. I'm down to 0.02 volts difference. And it looks good. It looks like it's working. But apparently it changes the SOC, moving the low amperage currents around. And we'll watch it, see how it is. But I think it's going to work out. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.